I'm about to share with you 3 ways to shift your identity. All this talk about changing identities, but we never realize that we are already the identity that we are claiming ourselves to be. Go ahead and like, share, comment, and bookmark this, because this is going to be a good one. So, identity. We're hearing a lot about identity shifts, but that shift is not into something that you are attempting to become. That shift is to something that you already are, because you didn't start as a human. You started as an abundant being that is made in the very likeness of God or source. Your essence is nothing but abundance. We hear teachers like Joe Dispenza talk about going into the quantum as no one, no thing, no body, no place, no time, because it's in that unconditioned awareness that you are capable of being in the very present moment of the eternal now, where you are made whole, where you are the original identity that you were already created as, because you are an eternal being that is here in order to fulfill the mandate of an energetic potential that is possible in your essence. And when we got here, we took on a name and an identity that was given to us by other people around us who had survived instead of thrived, who they gave us a name, and when they called our name, they instilled fears in us. They instilled ways of thinking in us from our birth all the way up to about 8 years old. And then that was nothing but subconscious learning on our part. And then we became that name and that identity and forgot that we were all abundance. This is why I wrote in my book, Identity, the Corresponding Law of Abundance. I write in there and I talk about deprogramming yourself by going to the restoration place where you were originally created in the infinite source of all. It says in Psalms 23, verse 2 and 3, that he took us by the still waters. He restored our soul. Restoration and healing is becoming whole. Healing is not something you attain. Healing is who you are in your original abundance. The law of abundance, him that hath, more shall be given. And him that doesn't have, even that which he hath, shall be taken away. Or the rich get richer, the poor get poor. So that's the law of abundance. And then you have the law of correspondence. As within, so without. As above, so beneath. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And remember, in those sacred scriptures, it says, whatsoever you bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, and whatsoever you loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. So we are here to, one, that's our first step. You loose the programming that was bound to your abundance, because it's in abundance that you manifest all things, and you're going to manifest who you believe yourself to be. We're not talking about just changing your name. You have to change what you think about that name when it's called. Number 2, you have to go into a still place of silence. And as soon as you get to that place, you know you are dealing with the very mechanism and thinking stuff that created you in your essence, because you always was and always will be as the direct reflection of source in this earth. And now 3 is that when you find who you really are, now you have your creative voice to speak from your essence into reality, and knowing that whatever you perceive inwardly has to manifest outwardly. So now when you hear your name, you hear and see what you perceive and what you know yourself to be in reality, and not what others protected you from. And so now that's 1. You have to recognize that you are abundant and you are the identified source. 2, you got to go to source for restoration. And when source restores you, it's in the eternal moment that you were created. And 3, now you have your original voice of creation. And just like they say, God said, let there be light. Now you are perceiving as God, and you speak into existence what you already are within. That is your identity. That is the corresponding law of abundance. If you have any questions, place them in the comments. Remember those 3 steps. All you have to do is recognize you are abundant. By nature, you are abundant. 2, you go to be restored in your meditation for calibration on a daily basis. And then 3, you come out of that meditation with a voice that's the voice of creation, capable of creating the reality you see in source. As always, may your value continue to grow as your prosperity endlessly flows. I will put in the comments my book, Identity, the Corresponding Law of Abundance. The link to that is $37, but right now in pre-launch, it's $27, and you get my Identity, the Corresponding Law of Abundance journal. It's a 30-day journal to where you can be led to speak your own identity and not the program that you took on.